Hey, back again. Grappling Dads. I'm Paul.
Jose? I want to be Jose. Gotta be Jose today.
You do what you want.
I was debating on my name today.
So we got a hell of an episode today based on the shenanigans of this past weekend.
Yeah, I would say so.
The Fuji tournament with all the Black Line personnel, the kids, the adults.
Yeah.
The women's, the children's.
We definitely have more kids than adults.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, how many kids? It was like 17 kids, wasn't it?
There was a lot of kids.
There's a lot of kids signed up for that.
A lot of kids. I think we dwarfed most of the other schools in kids-wise. Our kids showed up, but it was so funny because we brought all the girrs.
We had a strong showing of young ladies.
Girls. It was awesome. I was super proud, but yeah. So we're going to talk about competition stuff. Kroyler's got some opinions.
Well, I begged for the opinion today. I'm like, because
was he not sold on it?
No. It's something I needed based on the comments I heard going into and after the tournament from all the competitors. My children and all the other kids and adults included were all very nervous, very hard on themselves going in. Coming out of it, if they didn't do well or if they didn't win, they were, again, hard on themselves. So I'm like, something needs to be said. So I had them do a pro tip on that. But before we get into the pro tip, bring in the sponsors, Kip.
I will. Top Mount Apparel. .com. Had to stop myself from singing the song because evidently
I almost did it
that
too.
Offends people. You fuckers. We get comments and emails. Yeah. Don't ever do that again, you old bastards.
Please stop that. It makes me relive my childhood and I hated it.
Who wants to remember dial-up, you pricks? Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
My bad.
But check them out on Instagram. They do a great job posting stuff there. Proud White Belt BJJ is also affiliated with them, so they do great things there, keeping white belts going. The Regardless movement, keep an eye out for it. I think they're going to open up a whole new line just for the Regardless because it's so much more than Jiu Jitsu.
True. I already have a shirt.
You do. You're wearing it again.
Yes. It's fun.
Wow, you like that shirt.
Yeah, well,
I was wearing my Barambola shirt last night.
Excellent.
After class. And my sweatpants.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Oh, I've been loving
my wife wants them. I said no.
My Scully. I've been rocking them.
See,
it makes me look tough.
I want your Scully.
Ironic.
I want dude. If your Scully all of a sudden becomes a stocking cap that I have, don't be surprised. It'll be a magic trick.
I'm gonna fight you to the death
because I like mine. I'm wearing it anyways, but I'm like, oh, Scully's so much cooler. It is cool. I like yours a lot.
Al, get on that.
No, Al, stop. Fuck.
I can ask for.
I don't ask for shit. Don't do it. Don't do it.
No. Here's the rule. I gotta ask for your stuff.
Okay, you let me know before the show, so it's a little more smooth.
Check. We'll do that next time.
But no, he's got some great new stuff coming out. I think we talked about that last week, but and even on the podcast 2 weeks ago, that he was on the show.
Yeah, it was an excellent show.
It was. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Got to talk to a cop.
Yeah, it's titled Cops and Sponsors. I thought it was witty. I don't care what you say.
I tried to come up with something. Didn't get it. Gave the fuck up at about 11:30.
Here you go. You need a new title. I'm like, I literally can't think of a different title for this. And he goes,
really wanted something.
He goes, you're right.
And then 11:30, I'm like, yeah, you were right. That's the only thing that works. I'm done. Wipe my hands clean of this.
Yep.
I just like to keep our stuff jiu-jitsu based in the comments, in the name, so people can find it easier and understand and decide if they want to listen to it for that reason.
Yeah, a small segment of our audience will only pick and choose what they want to listen to. Rather than just go through all of them regardless. Not everybody's a David. Hey, buddy. Good looking.
Hey, buddy. It's going to bring you up every episode because you're
who you are.
You're kind of our stalker. Love you, buddy. Glad you live far away. But definitely check out Top Mount Apparel. They got some fun stuff, and Al is just a great guy. So, yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, the best of them.
Better than us.
You know what else you need? Once you get your swag all figured out.
Do you tape it on yourself?
You need to tape it on yourself. If you get a size that's too big, you're like, crap, I should have ordered the medium. You can just fold it and then use tap tape.
And make it a small.
Exactly. Bam. You can make it a belly shirt.
We found more shit for tap tape to do. We're horrible people. But tap tape's great stuff. We use it every week. Well, I don't. I need to because this finger here, it's got a knuckle on it that it didn't used to have. It's got an extra knuckle.
Yeah.
It's a good thing, right?
That.
Yeah. I'm just lazy. I just get to class so damn late.
It's hard because it's a little bit on the time-consuming side. Well worth your time.
It is. So while you totally need to do it, I just show up like right before class. So
while you're bullshitting with your people, just kind of tape it up. I think you should do it at work, just for the look of people's faces when you're interacting with them.
Come in my office.
Yeah.
Here is my heavily taped fingers.
I think it's worth it.
I'm ready to roll at any given point in time. Fuck you up, son.
But yeah,
give me your money.
But yeah, get on the Amazons. Order you some Death Grip because
I like the fission tape.
That's good for you, but Death Grip is my favorite.
Maybe it's because of the size I have because I have the thinner tape for the fission tape.
Oh, Mike,
for us.
I do like the thinner tape.
The thinner tape
fingers.
Is better, and my hands are small.
Yeah.
So that thicker tape that we have right now, when I went to tape, I was wondering why. I'm like, why is this taking up my whole damn finger? It's because we have the thicker tape.
Yep, exactly.
It's our fault because we used the thin tape because tap tape definitely has that. We just used it all up.
Yeah.
Whoopsies.
My bad.
Thanks for making a good product we want to use. And we use it on our toes too, Al.
Yeah.
It works really well. Honestly, it stays on. We tried to explain this
on your toes.
So here's the funny thing. So we have Al here, and Al starts. We talked about this before, but I didn't get to explain how stupid it was. So he's
this is classic.
He's cutting up shitty hockey tape to put on his toes, and I go,
"What are you doing?
What are you doing? We have tap tape. So do you." And he's like, "No, that's a good tape. That's for my fingers." So your toes, fuck those things. We can just cut them bitches off. As long as I have my fingers, I'm good. Because right now, I'm dealing with like turf toe on one of my freaking big toes. Wish I would have taped that toe up when I first heard it.
Oh, speaking of that, did you see Eddie's feet?
Good Lord. Did you see Dan's feet after the...
I did not.
Oh my gosh, dude. He has...
as gross?
Yes.
Ugh.
He has burns on all the way around.
Oh, no.
Matte burns. Like, bad. Tape that shit.
I got a
If you know that's what you do... Like, Eddie knows he does that. He's a wrestler. So this is a good personal experience. This is what you guys should do. Use tap tape to cover up your freaking feet if you're a wrestler, because he kept dragging his feet on the mat. And the tops of the sides of Eddie's wrestling ass feet are disgusting.
Those Fuji mats are rough.
They do not give.
They might as well be sandpaper.
They are rough.
Yeah. There's no give either. It's not soft.
No. I got down on there when I was going to coach, when I was helping out coach when everybody was busy. I put my knees on the mat. I'm like, oh, that's not inviting.
No. Which
makes sense because they'll last longer. I'm sure those are some durable ass mats, but damn.
Which makes me thankful for our coach's mats that much more. Those are
thanks
nice.
for putting the money in, bud.
Yeah.
Holy shit, they're nice.
Good looking out, homie.
Yeah.
Those are nice
super
mats.
nice mats. So, they're zebra mats, I think?
I believe so.
Yeah, super nice.
Oh, yeah, they're
really
fantastic.
Nice. But anyways, he could have, like, Eddie knew he was going to have this issue. Like, he knows he gets that. I'm like, why didn't you tape your fucking feet and your toes up? Stupid.
I had other things to worry about.
Way to be stupid, smart guy. God. So, tap tape can be used on feet. That's basically
that's just what we're saying.
That's where it came around to.
Multi-purposes.
Because it stays on your fucking toes. I guarantee that hockey tape either cut off your circulation, more than likely, which tap tape does not, and fell the fuck off. It always does, because that's the shit you find laying around the gym that you're like,
little pieces of junk.
That's shitty tape. You don't find our tap tape.
No, sir.
It's on my finger.
But yeah, get you
or
some.
Toes.
Leave a review. That stuff helps.
It's a big deal. There's a lot of phony tapes out there that are, not phony. They're just not as good.
Nope.
So let everybody know.
Inferior, if you will.
Inferior. So let everybody know that this is the best tape, because it is. Try it. If you don't like it, there's nothing I can do about it. But you will. You'll love it. Guaranteed. From me, not tap tape.
Also, if you are in the greater Grand Rapids area and you're looking to train or want your kids to train, come on into Black Lion. It'll be fun. Yeah,
we're right off of 131 and 68th Street. Easy to find us. And we'd love to have you. Love to have you come in. The kids, our class is huge. We represented, as we said, at the local Fuji tournament. We brought the pain if the pain was a lot of children.
Yeah.
So we brought a lot, and it was great.
And it was a lot of kids' very first tournament. Most of them,
I think almost all of them.
I think London was the only one.
London, yes. London, Chad's daughter, who did great.
Yeah, she got gold.
No, silver.
Silver?
Yes,
Oh, she got
silver. I think she got silver. Either way, she killed it. It could have been. She killed it. She did really, really well. So, yeah, and she had the braids going on.
Yeah,
she looked like a little badass. Little badass. So, yeah, definitely stop by Black Line Jiu Jitsu. If you guys ever want to know anything about it, you can email us at the dads at grapplingdads.com.
There it is.
That's your thing. You can tell I don't give it very often.
The dads at grapplingdads.com. Send us an email. We will answer all your questions if they're funny enough.
No, we answer questions when they're not funny.
That's true.
We actually have an email out there from someone, but it's going to be part of a show, so I should probably let them know it's going to be part of a show.
You want to do that right now?
Let me see. I'll do it at the end of the show because I'll pull it up. Because I do want everybody to know, like, we read every single email you guys send, and if I don't get back to you right away, it's just because I'm busy. Currently, I'm redoing our website, we're going to change servers so we stop having issues that you guys have let us know is a problem of not getting our episodes anywhere near the beginning of the day on Thursdays.
That's got to change, for sure. That was awful.
That's not cool. When Kroyler's yelling at me,
hey, episode's not up yet, bro.
Where's the episode? Motherfuckers!
I uploaded it the night before, so it would download at 4 o'clock in the morning. And yet...
no, actually, I moved it all the way back to 12 a.m.
Oh, really?
It's supposed to be at 12 a.m. on Thursday night.
I didn't get mine until 7:30 or 8.
I was checking out Stitcher. I didn't get it till 4.
Nice.
Bullshit. Not cool.
We're changing things.
Yeah, we're moving around. I think we're getting too big for our bridges.
Maybe.
More listeners. So, speaking of that, real quick, Kroyler, he's not a sponsor, but he's part of our show. Everybody needs to check him out. I'm going to try to keep this serious because he's a great guy. Don't tell him that.
Well, good luck with that.
I'm going to see him.
Oh, this is why it's serious. I got you.
I'm going to see him on the 1st.
So you got to be nice until then.
Yeah,
check.
Pretty much, because I'm actually going to be at team training.
Oh, hell you say.
Yes, I am. I'm going to be at team training.
I got $1 million as you get sick or something.
Yeah, probably. Like I'm going to fucking lose an arm or something. I'm going to hit a deer. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to hit a deer on the way there.
Jesus Christ, that'd be funny.
Yeah, it would be funny as shit. When I was going down there on Sunday, we were on the back roads and there was no car. That one Sunday I went down to see Paul.
Yep.
The whole time I'm like, I'm going to hit a fucking deer. I am going to hit a deer. I'm not kidding.
You're just waiting for it.
Just waiting to hit a deer.
Just all tensed up the entire way. This is going to hurt.
And of course, that's what I walk in, Kroyler goes, hey, you didn't hit a deer. Thanks, buddy.
Funny you should say that. Yeah. It's the only thing I thought about all the way down.
Yeah. But, yeah, check him out. Elkhart, Indiana. Can't say enough of good things about his gym, the people there. Avoid Claude. Dude's a dick. Mostly because his skill level is so beyond me. Got to watch him. I didn't get to roll with him because my knee was just stiff. Just watching him, like, just toy with people. He's not on purpose either because he's a super nice guy, funny, but his skill level is quite impressive.
Yeah, it's
not, and they all are down there. Though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's really, if you guys want to have some really good rolls with really good people, head into his gym.
So I was talking to Dan Andrus. He was one of my old coaches at one of my first gyms I went to.
Okay.
Super nice guy. And we were talking about our coaches. Now, Dan's a black belt. He's been training for 12 years now. He owns his own school. And legit as fuck, for sure.
Is that the guy down in Illinois?
No. He's on Plainfield.
Triumph.
Triumph, yeah.
I knew that. Damn it.
So we were talking about our coaches, and it's like and he's going, it's funny that I think I know what I'm doing in jiu-jitsu. I really do. Like, I think I'm good at this. I'm a black belt, you know, and I do really well with my guys.
Yeah.
But when I'm rolling with my coach or somebody like Kroyler, he says, it's like you don't know anything.
That's what Kroyler says about Marcio.
Yeah. It's like, literally, like, do I not know jiu-jitsu at all?
Yeah,
because
it's weird.
You're making me do stupid shit that I know not to do, and I can't help myself. He goes, it's nuts how that works.
I love jiu-jitsu for that reason.
He goes, there's a difference between people that, like me, you know, I started when I was 40, I got my black belt when I was 50, or somebody that starts when they're like 3 or 4 years old and they've been doing it their entire life, and they get the best instruction in the world. They can just go over to grandpa and say, hey, show me that, you know what I mean? Go to all your uncles.
Same house.
Yeah, you're going to get far superior knowledge than any other
and it's
person.
Ingrained in you. That's a big deal.
So knowing that, if you're anywhere around Elkhart within 100 miles, go check it out. It's 100% worth it.
There's absolutely no one that he's taught that won't tell you the same thing.
Yep.
Or even done just a seminar for him. He kills it every single time. Don't know how. He even did it with me there, dragging it down.
I tried to ruin it.
I tried to fuck that up. Didn't work. Everybody still thought he was awesome. So definitely check him out. With all these things, we talk about reviews and all those. Very important. And they're important to the grappling dads. We have a lot of great reviews. We love hearing them. We've read a few in the last week. We got another 5-star on iTunes, but it didn't have any message.
But we appreciate it anyway.
We appreciate it. And
yeah, you guys rock. We appreciate every single review.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Y'all are awesome.
Yeah, for the amount of people we have listening, we love it. We'd love to hear from you guys. Check us out on all the socials. Please follow us. We'd love to spread our disease to everyone via social media.
True that.
So Facebook, check us out. Instagram, Twitter. We suck at Twitter.
Do we do that anymore?
We try. We are failing. Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry?
Yeah.
Mostly sorry, though?
Yeah, we should be sorry, because evidently tons of people use that shit.
So we have all these tournament pictures, so we're probably going to inundate Facebook and Instagram at least with the...
yeah, I was going to do a congratulations to my daughter today, and I realized you have daughters too.
That's funny you said that. Like, that's the only reason I didn't do anything. So I tell you what, I'm cool if you do it, and then when you do it, I'll do it, or vice versa.
Yeah, whoever does it first, the other person will follow.
All right.
So you'll get them both, and they'll both say, my daughters.
Nice.
It'll be fine. You can figure out who's who. It'll be confusing with some of the pictures. I'm holding one of his children in a gi.
All right. So
little weird.
Let's get in. I'm going to almost get into the pro tip, but the reason I want to get into the pro tip first was Kip and I first experience with a tournament.
Yeah.
And it was vicariously through our children.
Yeah.
Because
we don't do it ourselves.
Yeah, we're not man enough.
And the more I watched other people doing it, I'm like, yeah, definitely never doing that.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm watching a couple matches going, yeah, I made the right decision to never do this shit.
Never doing that. It's just neither one of us roll that way.
No, not even close.
I'm relaxed and not killy.
Right. Lackadaisical, if you will.
Yes, lackadaisical is a good word for our rolling style.
See, our jiu-jitsu is kind of like I'm going to say old school, but that might not be the right word. We do jiu-jitsu to survive a fight. Like, we will drag it out as long as it takes to wear you out until we can do something.
I literally wear people out.
I'm not trying to beat you in 3 or 4 or 5 minutes.
No.
If
I do, woohoo!
Yeah, great. If I catch something, awesome. I would love to, but that's not how I roll. See what I did there? See what I did there?
You see what he did there? It's great.
So I think you and I both kind of set up our kids to fail on accident because we didn't understand how tournaments work. They have
learning experience for sure.
So yeah, we screwed up and the tournament itself screwed up. So they have beginner, they have intermediate and advanced. And we didn't know which one to sign them up. So we're looking at it, and I was going to sign up my kids as beginner, except the rule stated that if you're under 8 years old, you cannot do submissions. Well,
which makes sense, but damn it.
I get it. But my daughter is 7, and she's going to do submissions, and I didn't want her getting disqualified and then not understanding what she did, and I didn't want to do that. Yeah. So I thought it would be safer to just put them both in intermediate because they've been doing it 2 years. I think they're pretty legit. They roll good. They know jiu-jitsu. I'm not taking anything. They do not suck at jiu-jitsu.
Hell no. No,
so
not at all.
I thought intermediate would be probably a good place, even though I wanted them.
And I still think it would have been, though.
I still think
going
it
into the story, we'll get into it, but yeah, I think we were right in where we put them. It's just, and I just want to interject real quick because I don't think it was we can have a conversation, but I don't think it was the tournament's fault. Now that I'm out of the whole situation and being able to look back at it, I'll let you know.
Okay, well,
because I was pissed on Saturday.
I'll give you my my 2 cents, I suppose. And
yes,
you can
retort.
Yeah, and I might agree. I might not have looked at it that way. So we get there, and my youngest daughter goes first, and she's put with a girl that is 9 years old, so 2 years older. She's been training 4 years, so 2 years longer, and she's already had tournament experience. So her first...
Just one, though.
Yeah, just one. But her first match, she got mauled. Like, she had no idea what to expect, and she just pretty much got handled. She tried her best, and she was doing some right things, but...
she was trying to shrimp out. It was just, she got in such a bad position by being thrown off by the aggression. You could tell it was just scrambled to try to get back, and it just didn't work.
And the girl that was fighting her, I mean, you could tell that she had a lot more experience. And so... She, Sydney comes out and she's crying and we're consoling her and it's okay. And I'm letting her know, I'm like, hey, look, here's what you just went up against.
Yeah.
You really didn't have any business fighting somebody like that. So you did really well for what you had. And that made her feel a little better. And then she had to go back out again with her because it was best 2 out of 3.
Yep.
So she's like, she didn't say it, but she's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can just see the look in her eyes like, the deer in the headlights. So she goes out the second time. And now she understands what it is.
Yeah, what was coming at her.
Yeah, so she was more prepared. And she did phenomenal.
Dude, she did amazing the second roll.
It was unreal, the difference between the first and the second roll.
Mm-hmm. I think it was coaching.
Yeah, you were the coach in the second roll, for sure. So it was a night and day difference. Now, she went into overtime, which is cool. So it was even up until overtime. And then it was first point wins in overtime. And... even that was a really good fight. It started again from the feet, and she just did excellent. And then finally got her guard passed, and that was it. But it was so good.
It was a nice guard pass by that girl. Beautiful little guard pass.
Yeah.
And she had been trying, and she was trying it different ones. Like, she was really good. Very respectful. The mom, they're from Kalamazoo, which is south of us.
Yep, they're so nice.
So nice, so respectful. Was taping it. Never a ill word for anybody.
No.
It was very, very cool.
No, they were very, very
they learned her name, so they knew who Sydney was. So I was sitting there, and I could hear them. When I walked out, they thought I was the coach, even though I'm just Uncle Kip. And just doing a stand-in for a little bit there. And they came up to me. Sydney did great. Wow, she really fought well, you can tell. And she did. She did amazing.
Yeah. So she felt better about it. She was still upset that she lost.
Yes.
Because she didn't quite understand that wasn't... you weren't supposed to fight somebody like that. But you did good, and you should be proud of that
yes.
fight.
Oh,
regardless
very
of
proud
the
of
loss.
it. Yeah.
So then... weirdly, she got put in 2 different categories.
We don't even know how that happened.
I don't know how that happened. So something got screwed up. And then she fought a little boy that was actually in her category. Now, he was the same age as her.
But small.
He was so tiny. Like
small, dude.
He was 2/3 of her size.
Yeah, literally.
Now, he got mauled in his fight before that.
I watched it. It was bad.
Yeah, so he got tore up.
Because the kids were way bigger than him. Like, way bigger.
Yeah.
He was coming up to their waist.
Oh.
The kid couldn't even do a judo throw on him. Because he was trying to throw his shoulders over his hip.
Oh,
like,
man.
You know what I mean? Like, it just, no. It's like a hip toss. No, there's no hip if it's his shoulder or his chest.
So this poor kid comes out. He's already upset. He's already crying. And we didn't know if he was actually going to go through with it or not. So Sydney's out there, and she told me that she goes, I felt so bad I didn't want to do anything. But he wanted to compete, or he was made to.
No, he tried.
So he tried. He went out there, he got his grips, and Sydney...
did. And he didn't let shit happen. So go ahead.
Yeah, so Sydney pulled guard, and he kind of landed right in a triangle, like Eddie, our wrestler, does. And
it's a skill.
So she's working on the triangle. Why don't you tell this part? This is actually pretty good.
This was fun.
You were coaching
this was fun.
This.
So I was coaching, and she fell back, and she did get in the position for a triangle. And she didn't really realize it. She was just trying to move back and retain guard. And I go, grab your leg. She just keeps not grabbing her shin. I'm like, grab your shin. Said, grab your shin. She finally just very calmly turns her head and looks at me.
She gives you the, what the fuck did
hell
you say?
What the hell are you talking about? I had to grab my own shin and show her. She just literally almost nods at me like, I got you.
Oh, yeah, you could see the light bulb go, oh, I get it.
And then she snapped in a really nice little triangle. Yep. And it's like, I know Paul was making jokes, the kid was crying. The kid was trying. I give that kid some freaking heart. He had some heart. And because he did not want to be out there, but he still fought. Yep. He still did not want to be triangled. So, no, it was really, it was a well-placed triangle. Yep. And I felt horrible coaching her to do it on a crying little boy.
That was bad. But he did it, and she left on a win. So
yes.
she had a little bit of that spring in her step.
Yep.
Because she's like, oh, cool. She had that win, and even though she felt bad about it. But then she felt good about being able to do something.
And she won with a technique.
Yeah.
It wasn't like she just sat on the kid and he was just like, yeah, I'm done.
Right.
No, she pulled it off with a technique.
Yep.
Awesome.
That was good. Unfortunately, the kid had enough.
Coaching.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Unfortunately, the kid had enough. So the second match they were supposed to have, he forfeited, and they just raised her hand. So she was bummed about that. Yeah. But, I'm kind of sad that he didn't compete again, but I understand
can't blame
too.
him.
So I'm not mad at it.
He shouldn't have been in the other division, just strictly out of size.
Yeah,
that sucked for him.
I don't know what happened there with the divisions. I honestly have no idea what happened.
Okay, so I do now, and it's simple. So, well, let's go.
Let it all out, Kip.
Well, I'm trying because I know it's
simple. Let me try to figure out how to explain it.
No, because I want to use it for instance, and I didn't know if I wanted to use your daughter's or mine. I'll use mine.
All right.
So Addie did great. Addie, we signed her up also for intermediate. She did amazing, against this kid that was clearly been doing it longer than her, clearly was stronger than her.
Yeah, he was a badass.
Yeah, a little badass, and he was very respectful, though. Very respectful kid. Didn't have a problem with him at all. So he, Addie held guard. If Addie knew any sweeps, she would have won on points. Fucking no doubt.
Yeah, the only thing she had to do was open up her guard, slide her butt down, and then push him over.
Yeah.
She was so close.
She was so close, and then she almost threw him over her own head, like twice.
Oh, yeah, she could have had that too.
Yeah, she has a sick guard. She really does, and she just needs better control with, controlling distance and using that distance like that, using it for a sweep or whatever, because she broke his posture over and over again in close guard.
Yeah, he was bent over the
whole time. Every time he tried to posture up, she would just pop it, and he would break down again. It got to the point where his strength got past her guard.
Yep.
So, anyways, great fight. So, she fought another one. I'm not even going to talk about that because the kid had a shit attitude, punched my daughter in the back of the head while he was evidently trying to do a takedown with the head, because he literally punched her with a fist in the back of the head.
I watched the video. She got lambasted.
Yeah, you can see her hair go flinked to the side in the back of the head, so it just threw her off. You could see she laid down, and she was just kind of, she didn't defend. Right. She was just like, and I can't blame her. She came back to me, and I go, are you crying because you lost, babe? She goes, no, I got punched in the head. And I'm like, because I saw it, but I was hoping it wasn't
that bad.
And she goes, no, it still hurt when she came off the mat.
Ooh, that sucks.
Yeah, so it took a good 5-10 minutes for that to go off. So it hit him pretty solid. So I don't even want to talk about it. And he had a shit fucking attitude. He kept glaring at her after the match.
Really?
Yeah, and then they get on the podium. The kid never smiles. He just keeps staring at Addie like she shouldn't have been there. Ew. I'm like, fuck you, GRBJJ. Anyways, I heard the kid has a little bit of attitude there. Rex met a really nice guy from GRBJJ. I was just giving him a hard time. Big gym in our area. And Rex, I think he's an instructor. Really nice guy there. And he said, yeah, that kid sometimes has, issues with being aggressive or something like that. Not really issues, it's just his style.
Right.
So, and the look on his face probably is just part of his style. So whatever, let that go. But both of these boys were expert. Okay, there's
they're in the expert level. They were signed up as experts.
Yeah. So there's 3 levels to it. There's beginner, beginner, intermediate, and expert. And so we went intermediate because I want my kid to fight an intermediate, at her level, not below, not above. Well, what happened? There weren't enough people. The only kids, there was no intermediate that signed up besides my daughter in that age group. None. So the rule of thumb is to go up rather than down.
Gotcha.
So, or vice versa. So if there's too many people up top, they'll bring them down to make a division. Either way. So it goes either way.
Right.
But, so what that did is it put Addie in expert division. She is not an expert.
No.
She is not an expert division person. She's more of a recreational person. It seems not anymore because she wants to keep doing competitions. Which is awesome. And she held her own. She got a bronze medal. Super proud of her. But that's what happened with Sydney also. I don't know how she ended up with the second one. The second one, I have no fucking clue how that happened. But with Caden, same thing happened to Caden. That's Paul's other daughter. 9-year-old, and she got bumped up to expert also because there's no intermediates.
So her first fight, I'm not sure if it was going to be an intermediate or not, but she didn't show up.
Yeah, we have no clue what that should. There was another girl too, which would have been great to see.
There was a little girl that was throwing up in the corner.
Yeah, and she wasn't gone.
Wondering if
I bet it was because she threw up a bunch.
Yeah,
and I never saw her again because I remember her face because she threw up a bunch.
Yeah.
So yeah, I bet that was probably her because she was about Caden's age.
Yep, I'm not sure if she got sick or if she got nervous. But
yeah,
regardless, yeah. So my daughter was devastated that.
Oh, she was super pissed.
Oh yeah. Well, I was kind of proud because she didn't just go out there and raise her hand and smile because she got a medal for nothing. She was so pissed that she didn't have to fight.
Yep.
And I didn't know if she was going to get another one at that point because the brackets weren't on the table. So I'm like, God damn it! Like I was upset. But then, again, she got bumped up. So she fought this kid. His name is Oscar. I don't know his last name.
That kid's fucking amazing.
Dude, that kid's better than me.
Hell yes.
I'm watching this kid, and I'm looking at this kid going, I can just tell he's better. You know,
his stance, just everything.
Oh, man. It was unreal. And so Caden goes out there and just got lambasted.
Just murdered.
She got murked.
Because it wasn't just aggressive like Sydney dealt with. It was aggressive and hella technical.
Yeah. I'm walking through the video. I'm explaining it to people. I'm showing, and I'm like, now he's doing this, and he's doing everything right.
Yep.
Like it was amazeballs how good this kid was, and so he beat her in like 56 seconds in the first go around, and I think even less than that the second time. Now the second time, I'll give her credit. She went out there knowing she was going to get an ass
and she did
whooping.
a lot better.
She did.
She did. It's just
it didn't matter.
Well, no, it didn't matter because he knew too many things from different. He literally caught her in a head and arm choke. She doesn't know what that is.
Right.
Like, so how do you defend something you don't know what it is?
Right. Yeah, that's literally never happened to her before.
No,
she's never seen it.
No, she didn't even, she could have tapped earlier too. She stuck it out. Yeah. And I think he slowly sunk it.
He was being
knew,
nice, yeah.
He knew. That kid was amazing because I coached Caden for both of those fights, right? No, second one. Did I do both?
I don't know.
I don't know. I only missed one.
It's a blur, bro.
Yeah, whatever it was. So I was coaching for that one. He comes right over to me, goes, I'm sorry, I don't know why I was fighting her. And I knew why, and I know why now. It's just there was no one else for her to fight. I think her division was probably that one girl. And that one girl, the first girl, got sick, whatever it was, didn't show up. So guess what? Now they needed to get her a fight. Yeah. So they slid her up into there, and they only had 2 competitors there. So they were like, oh, well, we'll round it out. You know? The only problem is she got freaking annihilated.
Yeah.
Like, didn't bother her though. Once, I mean, yeah, she did the cry. I lost.
Yeah, but she was upset that it went the way it did because she felt like she wasn't any good because she didn't understand the point that she got bumped up into expert. She just thought that was a kid that she fought. She had no idea.
She didn't know that.
You know, so
it's hard to explain that too.
It is. So she got destroyed the first time. The second time, she did better because, like Sydney, she knew what to expect.
Yes.
It just didn't matter as much because of the far superior skill. It'd be like me trying to fight Chad, right? Like,
good luck.
Me and Chad have never gone at it, but I'm sure the first time I would be surprised. The second time I'd be like ready for it, and it still wouldn't matter.
It wouldn't matter. You'd still just go down.
Yeah. So I might give him like 1 or 2 things to think about. Like,
and that's what she did. She did. Man, dude, I'll tell you what though, your kids are coachable. You couldn't tell because you were just sunk in on watching. But everything I told them,
I was almost like that kid thrown up in the corner.
Yeah, seriously. I was pretty bad when Addie got out there too. I'm like, oh god, but she was fine, and she listened and tried to implement what I asked every single time. So the second one, though it was quicker, she was much more effective at trying to retain guard. And that's all I was trying to get her to do. Yeah. I'm like, just retain your guard. That's all I want you to do. Don't worry about anything else. Have fun doing it.
It's funny because she almost had it a couple times, but he was so
slick.
He
was so slick, dude. Because she did. She would get her knee back and just basically had guard. Somehow you work right past it.
Well, you can see his grips on her feet.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, dude. And how he moves his hips. Yep. I'm like, all right, yeah,
he was good
around the block. Yeah,
super cool kid. Probably his sportsmanship was greater than his skill, which is hard to say. But
dude, so
good lord,
he told Caden that if you were fighting anybody else in your division that you're supposed to be in, you would have won. You did great. So he complimented
and he
her.
meant that. He
was
he
very
didn't.
cool about it.
He had already said like, "Great job, move on."
Yep.
He told her that separately.
Yep.
Like, no reason. She wasn't crying anymore. He wasn't trying to make her feel better.
Right.
He meant that just from. He was an amazing little 9-year-old kid. Good Lord.
They were up on the podium taking the picture, and he put his arm around her and pointed to her and smiled, like giving
for
her
all the pictures.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the picture his mom has to bring home. Is
him pointing at his competitor.
So I was telling his mom, I'm like, you got one really cool son. Good job. Like that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So
awesome experience all the way around.
But yeah, so
it sucked.
It sucked in a way,
but it makes more sense now. It really does. When I understood that you just run out of competitors.
Yep.
Because they were going to push. I figured it out that day, but it was after you had left. Because they were going to push Amanda into a blue belt. Amanda's a one-stripe white belt. But they had no one to fight at the time. They thought they were, so they were like planning. Okay. So they dropped her into a blue belt. And she's like, great. She goes, I'll do it, but I'm going to get smashed all the shit. But either way, it didn't work out that way. She ended up in her no-gi and her gi in the right division, which she won. Caleb, have you won anything? Nope.
It's so mean.
That would be Amanda's husband, if you guys don't listen. He's on deployment.
Oh my God. He's a hero and you're like fucking
Don't worry, I'll give him a fucking hug. It'll be fine.
He's right though.
Yeah, you haven't won shit. I'll just go back to my point. I haven't won shit. Badass Marine. And
it's funny because she was some of the reason why I came up with I asked Kroyler for the pro tip was the amount of self-doubt and nervousness that people feel.
Yeah, it is. Well, we should probably get into that pro tip then.
Eventually, yeah. We're getting there.
But no,
I don't have to work tomorrow. This is going to be a good episode. People are going to get their money's worth now. All $0.
$0 and 0 cents.
Enjoy this. But yeah, I think ultimately my kids now understand what happened, and they weren't in the right division, same as yours. And I told them that is a high-level competition that you really held your own and did good at. So if you're put in the right category, you're going to do so much better. So
you're going to be amazing.
So now that
they were amazing anyways.
Now
I don't
that
give
they
a shit. They
understand
freaking
that,
put it.
They want to do it again.
Yeah, and for them, because they'll listen to Morgan. I think Chad's voice is probably just too much for them. Just knowing your daughters,
it's scary.
Yeah, he's a coach. It's what he does. He's making sure you're being heard. Only difference is your daughters don't like loud. Like, you don't yell at your daughters, so they're not used to it at all. Like, my kids would be like, "Oh, sweet, somebody else is speaking loud as shit." Yeah, it's like me. So, but Morgan definitely would fit as a great coach for him, or me, because I'm pretty great.
Well, you coach your whole life. Like that was your thing.
Yeah,
so, and you understand children at a deep level because that's your life.
I love it. Yep. I really do. I wish I could be a coach, but I'm a blue belt and suck.
Yeah, you did great. I was just going, good job, sweetie. Oh my God, what's happening to her right now?
Well, it's hard it was. I had to coach my daughter one time. Did you see that? I had to coach her first one.
No. Oh, I want to tell you about that. So my kid, my oldest, Caden, just got destroyed twice, and she's upset because she lost because she didn't understand what happened yet. And I'm trying to explain to her what's happening, and she's a little bit on the inconsolable stage because she just got beat up, she just got mauled, and she lost, and yada yada. But as I was doing that, Addie's first fight come up.
Yep.
And I said, and she's crying. I'm like, hey, if you want to watch Addie's fight, it's right there, dude. She was done thinking about herself.
Yep.
And she was so concerned about Addie, and all her problems just vanished.
Yeah.
Because all she cared about was Addie. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if you've seen that. You clearly didn't.
No, I didn't. I was watching Addie. I had no fucking clue what was going on.
But yeah, I just thought that was nice. So
no, it was. And another beautiful thing, I'll post the picture because it's a beautiful picture, is one of my, all my daughter's best friends become an extra daughter to me for some odd reason. And we have Natalie, and she got into Jiu Jitsu from us. We brought her in. And she was doing her first tournament as a white belt. And I think she has like a stripe, maybe 2. And she got utterly mauled by a very aggressive boy that had skill. And not that Natalie doesn't. It's just, it was new. It was very aggressive. She was inconsolably crying. And I have there's a great picture. I think Mandy took it of those two as Addie hugging Natalie. Because Addie got over her, like, oh, I lost, got killed pretty quick, actually. Yeah. It didn't bother her. It was more she got hurt both times.
Right.
But she was fine. And I took her to the side and found out it was mostly injured. But she went right to Natalie and just embraced her. And there was a beautiful shot that Mandy from our gym got.
Hey, Mandy, good looking out.
She did a great job.
Awesome pictures. They were beautiful.
She even made Brandon look good in a big picture.
Weird.
Yeah, his hair looked all perfect. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you doing jiu-jitsu or hair gel? What the hell have you done? Oh, good times.
Modeling on the side is cool, whatever.
Big bad Brandon.
Nice. Well, what do you think? Want to get in the pro tip?
Yeah, since we're pretty deep in here already.
We're
about to take a nap.
Right. All right. Kroyler's pro tip. The Jeezys, oh boy.
Jeezys? We're the Jeezys.
The BGs asked me to discuss competition mentality. So we will be discussing competition mentality today. However, we will not go into why one should or should not compete or the benefits of competition. Competition mentality is a very complex topic. Here we go again. Simply because everyone's personalities are different.
There we go. I just had to hit myself in the face.
And
he does it every single time.
Don't ruin the mic, bro. And how they experience competition will vary vastly, as well as what are their long-term goals with competition will also ultimately dictate what state of mind they should have. However, we can discuss what a healthy mindset in regards to competition is. We can discuss how to take the most out of a competition. We can discuss braving anxiety and fear. So, I will start with a quote from my grandfather. I step on the mats so that I won't lose. Helio Gracie. He told me this when I asked him why he fought. There's a lot packed into that simple sentence. We will discuss that sentence quote later in this pro tip, but keep in mind throughout this pro tip. Yes, I know it's difficult with Paul's most eloquent reading ability. Motherfucker. I forgot about that part.
I love how you're like, I'm going to skip that when I read it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Let's start with the anxiety and fear of competition and or competing. Why do people fear competition? This is kind of why I brought it up, because the whole butterflies in your stomach thing and the anxiety and the fear that everybody was emanating going into the competition, it was vast. You know, I got some texts from different people, and my kids kept on mentioning, you know, the closer it got, how scared they are and how nervous they are. Because when it first came up, they seemed, it'll be fun. And then as it got closer, they just got more and more and more worried about how they were going to be seen. You know what I mean? Yeah,
my creepy-ass daughter didn't have that issue.
Oh, mine did.
What the fuck? She was the only person in the building that I swear. I was like, are you nervous, baby? Because it's usually when you finally see the match. Or,
right.
Holy shit. She's like, yeah, a little bit. And you could look at her face and like, she literally isn't worried about this.
Nice.
I was.
Oh, dude, I was a wreck.
I was a wreck.
After I seen Addison, the first kid.
Oh, geez, Pete.
I'm like, oh, no. And my kids went, oh, no. That's what it's
like. Well, she got freaking mauled to her, like, elbow on throat like thing.
Yeah.
Wasn't good.
It was bad. All right, so number one. Any fear, every fear, comes from simply not knowing. Not knowing what happens next, the unknown. When people compete, oftentimes they focus on that, on the unknown. They'll ask themselves questions like, what happens if I lose? Or what will my family, teammates, friends think of me? Or what if I look like a fool? What if I don't know what to do? What if I freeze? What if my opponent is tough? Etc., etc.
There's so many.
There's so many questions. Ultimately, we ask ourselves the what-if questions followed by a negative remark. This causes people to compete with a fear of loss and a fear of losing. Competing under such a stressful situation leads to the next point. And that's a good point, because that was what everybody was saying was, what if I lose and what if I don't do good? And what, you know what I mean? That was mostly what I heard.
Yeah, that's all I heard too.
And when, I don't have a vast experience competing. I've only done my tough man contest and cage fight, but that was the only questions in my head too. It was like, oh my God, if I lose in front of all my family and friends and coworkers, I'm going to be a laughing stock. So that was the only thing in my head was, oh my God, I lose a fight. It's humiliating. And I didn't want to be on the wrong end of a highlight reel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I don't think anybody really wants to have that. I think there's probably there's some people like myself that I don't care. And that's part of the reason I don't compete is I just don't like if I lost, whatever. I think that's probably part of that why I don't do it is I don't care enough to try to, try that hard. I guess is the worst way to say it, but it's kind of what it is. So
I think that comes with age too. Like we're old as fuck and don't give a shit about that.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of people that are competing are still like pretty young.
Yeah, normal.
You know, yeah, normal.
Yeah, because we're broken, dude. Because honestly, I've done competitions of some type my whole life, and I punched in the face doing boxing, and that I was nervous then.
Well, I was talking to a guy at work, speaking of punching in the face during boxing. He goes, I never did a real boxing match. He goes, I loved boxing. I did it my whole life. But he goes, I refused to step in the ring with somebody with a crowd. Because he goes, if I got knocked out in training, I didn't give a shit. Like, I'd be there the next day and I'll knock you out. I don't care. But he goes, I couldn't stand the thought of getting knocked out in front of my family and my friends and this whole crowd that came to watch me do that. He goes, that would have been humiliating. He goes, if it was basketball, I don't give a shit if I did football, I don't give a shit, you know. But when it's just me and him, it's all on me. Like, I have nobody to blame. I couldn't take the pressure.
Really?
Yep.
I could see that, though. I could see that. I guess, yeah, my low expectation for myself probably sets me up well for getting my ass kicked.
Could do it.
I think that's a new angle.
You're right. Be like Kip. Number 2.
Don't.
Anxiety. Anxiety happens when we find ourselves operating under sufficiently enough stressful situations. We are all capable of handling stress. However, we all have a different threshold for stress. Once we start operating under stress, we can only operate in that same level of stress for so long. And if the concentration of stress increases, then generally our ability to operate under those conditions is reduced. So, when we are asking ourselves the what-if questions plus the negative remark, we are essentially stressing ourselves, which essentially starts a timer. When the timer runs out, we will succumb to anxiety. Add in the adrenaline that comes with any competition, but especially in competing in a combat sport. Then we shorten our time even more, causing ourselves to ultimately capitulate to fear. I said that right. I'm proud of myself.
Really? Capitulate?
Yeah. It was a good word, and I didn't fuck it up. And I just wanted to call myself out on that.
I really hope it's wrong.
Fuck you, Kroyler, for trying to stump me on that
I swear he goes to a thesaurus. He's like, I could use a normal word, but let's see if Paul can tackle this one.
Bro, I heard about that one before. Can't fool me. I'll screw up a stupid...
Oh, no, he can fool you.
Yeah.
He'll fuck up the word the.
Right, yeah. That's the ones that get me.
Yep.
All right, capitulate to fear, and then we start to operate not only under stress, but with anxiety. That leads us to operate under further stress, which causes more fear, which causes more anxiety. It's a vicious cycle that we must avoid or break. Yeah, that's yeah, so again, my limited experience, my cage fight, it was this vicious circle.
Yeah, I could get that.
And I ended up ruined. You know, I ruined my own life by this vicious cycle of stress, fear, and anxiety.
You did the same thing with your tattoos.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a funny story, but it's not even about it's not even about. I don't care if I lose. I just don't want to lose in front of people.
Yeah, that is something I had. That's weird about me, though. I don't. You know that I'll be a fucking moron in front of people. Whatever. Yeah. If I fall in front of people, I'm not happy about it, but I'm also not. Shit happens.
Yeah, agreed. And like I said, I'm
a weird fucker.
As I get older, like all my testosterone is simply gone now. I don't have any left, so I'm right there with you. Like I don't think I care anymore. Like if I lose a tournament, I don't really think I give a shit.
But if I got put out.
But 10 years ago when I did this cage fight,
I would have
dude,
for sure.
I was ruined. Yeah. And I think that's where a lot of people are.
I was there too.
Yeah.
I was there for
I think everybody at least goes through it to a point. Maybe your daughter's a little bit different because she's got that weird Kip gene. But
I don't know what the fuck. You saw her, dude. She was calm as hell.
Yeah, she gave 0 fucks. It was cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yep. Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
super
take a note from Addie for sure.
Yeah, for sure. She's way better at it than me.
So, we must ask ourselves, how do we get around that? Number 1, experience. Competing often will reduce that fear to stress to anxiety back to fear cycle. Because ultimately, as we compete more and more, we learn all the answers that once caused us to stress. What if I lose? Nothing happens. You simply learn where and what needs improving. What will people think of me? People will think you tried and that you gave your best. What if I look like a fool? The reality is, you look like a fool before all of this. Oops, I meant this was only for Kip. See, I'm not the only one he fucks with. This is great.
I'm sorry. I didn't catch that.
No worries.
Didn't even catch it. Dickhead.
Nothing happens. You still improved, which is the most important thing, etc., etc. At some point, our fears diminish, or at least lessen considerably, simply because we become accustomed to being in this situation. This occurs as we become knowledgeable, therefore we eliminate the unknown and the fear that comes with it. Agreed.
Yes.
Yeah.
The more you do anything, the less intimidating it becomes.
Exactly. Again, I don't have a vast experience with that because I never competed in shit, but I know about, it's kind of like learning a new job. When you first learn a new job and you got, the big scary boss and he's showing you the stuff, it's scary and you feel like you're all thumbs and nothing's working right and it's nervous. But, when you do it 1,000 times, it's
second nature.
Yeah, it's like whatever. This is a terrible analogy, and I understand that, but I'm sorry, it's all I have.
Well, it was.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was. Way to never play a sport. And but yeah, when I used to play soccer, like when I was young, going to tryouts was actually really easy for me because I was a kid. I didn't know any better. But then as soon as I became self-aware, which didn't take very long, you're 7, 8 years old, then it becomes real shitty because then you're nervous as fuck. Like, I gotta go try out. I gotta make this team because if I don't make this team, these people are. So it's the same idea. I was freaking out about all that stuff.
What are people gonna think if I don't make the team?
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
Think I suck.
Oh man, they're gonna think I suck at this. That's not good.
Right.
It's gonna be humiliating. But no, after 10 different tryouts for 10 different teams, you just get used to it.
It's kind of routine.
Yeah, you're just routine, and I mean. I guess I never got not on a team, so I don't know that aspect. So maybe that's why I made it a little quicker to be easy. But I could.
But yeah, the fear was still the same. Whether you got on or not, you still had that fear.
Still had fear. Yeah. But the more I did it, then it just became a thing. It was like, oh, gotta go. Oh, tryouts on a Saturday? Cool, I'll go. Rather than, oh, God.
Can't sleep the night before. Throwing up in the corner on the mats.
You get shingles.
Whatever. Do we tell that story? We had to have told that story.
I don't think so, but we'll have to on a different episode.
Not this one.
Well, this is too long already. It's Paul, tattoos, anxiety, shingles.
Yeah. You can put that together. Good times. Oh, God. I suck at life.
You kind of do.
All right. Which brings me to quote one of the greatest philosophers of our time. Get ready for this, people. Just prepare yourself mentally. Maybe sit down. Once, Winnie the Pooh, yes, you heard that right. Winnie the fucking Pooh. And Piglet were, God, it's getting worse. And fucking Piglet. Jesus,
Kroyler's awesome.
Fucking Kroyler. All right, let me start over because I already ruined it. Once, Winnie the Pooh and fucking Piglet were walking home when a most terrible storm broke out. And all the trees were being pushed all over the place. And the rain and the wind and the thunder and lightning were scary. Piglet said to Winnie, "Oh, go on without me. I can't go on." Winnie the Pooh asked, "But why, Piglet? What has gotten you so scared?" Piglet responded, "I am too scared. What happens if one of these trees falls down on top of me? I just can't." Pooh, being the great philosopher that he is, said, "Oh, but Piglet, what if they don't? What if they don't fall down?" I don't
even want to talk anymore. Can we end the show?
Yeah, we're done. You know what?
You just quoted Winnie the fucking Pooh.
And Piglet.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, he's got a point.
Yeah.
But
you couldn't have found someone else?
Damn. That just happened.
Couldn't you use Yoda?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, something.
Or some kind of Sith Lord.
Yeah, something.
All right. Anyway, the point is taken. Meaning, experience, and knowledge give us understanding of the unknown, which by definition becomes the known. Our fear-based questions, what if, plus a negative remark, will be replaced with positive-based questions. What if I don't lose? What if I am better than my opponent? What if I win? This relieves us of great stress, which reduces our chances of developing extreme anxiety. Yeah, it's asking better questions. Like, if you keep on asking negative connotations, that's what's in your head.
Yeah, and that's what you're going to get out of it.
Yep, like you said, you're perpetuating your own anxiety, fear, and it's no good. But if you start thinking, hey, what if I win? What if I do great? What if I'm better than I thought I was?
Yeah.
That's a better line of questioning. hard to do, and I think that takes practice. But like you said, the more you do this and the more you practice positive self-talk rather than negative self-talk, it's going to get easier.
You see that it almost comes back to our show that we did on you don't stop saying you suck at jiu-jitsu.
Oh, this would be a good follow-up to that.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, because when you keep on saying you suck, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. And
we didn't even have to quote Winnie the fucking Pooh in that show. It still worked.
If we're honest, it's the best part of the show to date. To date. All right. Number 2, anxiety is fear-based anticipation.
Oh, that's a good one.
It is. Excitement is confidence-based anticipation. If we have the experience and we take to heart the idea of not living in the negative unknown and rather focus on the positive unknown, or better yet, the positive known, we can greatly reduce fear. However, any competition will always be stressful, and stress is the item that leads to anxiety if we are forced to operate under it. In the example before, fear of the unknown was the main driving force for stress, which led to anxiety. By removing that element, we destroy the biggest stress-causing factor. But we all get stressed by other things, not just fear. For some is dieting, for others is work, family, etc. These things are a constant. Everyone has some stress factor in their lives. So, while we can reduce the greatest stressing factor, we can't eliminate. And at some point, we will potentially find ourselves operating under stress, which can cause anxiety. So how do we get around the small stressing factors in our lives? We learn to meditate.
Sorry, I just wanted to make a noise. I haven't said anything.
I thought you were going to say, we drink. We drink, bro. Or
we forget things.
Right? It's called whiskey. We learn to meditate. We find a ritual to tone out those factors. We get in the zone. We distract ourselves. But most importantly, we prepare. We must prepare to the point of mushin no shin, or rather, just mushin for short. Mushin is the concept of mind without the mind, or no mind. All right, so if you haven't read like the Book of Five Rings and stuff, it's probably lost on people, but he brings it around. So just hang in there, little buddy.
I don't know what they said.
Hang in there.
That sounded really smart, though.
Preparing to the point that our bodies can react on feel, without any thought, on muscular reflex. Furthermore, on a mental side, it means being in the moment, not on fearing the future, anxiety, or living in the past, depression, but literally living in the moment of the present task. So it's kind of like, you got the unconscious incompetence where you don't know what you don't know, and then you're like, consciously incompetent. You're like, I want to do this, but I suck. And you keep on going through that until you're unconsciously competent, which means you're not even thinking about doing it, and you're awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's...
Got it. Okay. Makes sense.
So when you prepare your ass off and you practice and you drill and you do all this kind of stuff to get ready for it, pretty soon your body just does what your body does because you're unconsciously competent. You're prepared. You are mushin, if you will. And now that takes a lot of fear away because you know you got this. So your body's going to do what it's going to do regardless of what your brain says. So your brain essentially can go fuck itself in that situation if you're prepared enough.
Correct.
Bam. That was good. That was better than the Winnie the Pooh quote. See? Can't get those simple words.
That's crap and quote together.
Crap. Ugh. All right. I'm not sure I was.
And neither do I.
All right. We won't succumb to everyday life stresses. We won't think of anything past the current moment, at which point both fear and anxiety are removed from the equation. Of course, we are all human, and this kind of mindset comes with years and years of practice, which is kind of what you and I were saying. Yeah. Like, you get old enough and you stop caring about dumb shit like who wins and loses and how it happens.
Yeah. Or looking stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. We got a lot of practice looking stupid. You know, I refer you to episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I mean, any of those.
Yeah, we're good at it. We don't even give a shit.
Or all the stupid faces we were making in the pictures of said tournament.
So Mandy, like, you could have at least waited those milliseconds until our faces weren't doing something really ridiculous. But
I got made fun of for my frowny face.
You're just funny because you were trying to console my crying kid.
I was consoling.
And people were like, "Look at Kip's face." I'm like, "He's trying to make my daughter feel better."
And I did, you fuckers. I was being a good person.
Yeah, your face was ridiculous, though.
It was, though.
If we're honest,
it didn't look good.
Oh God, it was great. All right, and even then, it isn't always perfect and flawless. Ergo, the need to chase perfection so that we get closer and closer to it every day. Next, Pauline and Kipper asked me to discuss why everyone that did not achieve first place is so hard on themselves. Yeah, so even my daughter, so this got to me. Like, this kind of hurt my feels a little bit. Because her first match didn't happen because of forfeit. Her second matches, she got destroyed and she got a silver medal. So I'm trying to convince her that she did great because she did.
She did.
And
she earned that damn medal.
And I'm liking to think she's getting it now, but at the time she's saying, I feel like I won this for nothing. And I'm like, oh, that hurts my feels because I understand what you're getting at. She
so do I.
Does not want a consolation prize. She doesn't want a participation trophy. She's not that kind of kid. That's not how she was raised. That's not how she thinks. And I'm proud. And like Jesse said, there's no such thing as a participation medal in a combat sport. If you went out there and you fought and you put your body on the line, if you got second place, you earned that.
Fuck yeah, you did.
So,
damn right.
Damn right. Drops mic. Blah, blah, blah. So, but that's the mindset, right? So, she was really hard on herself because she didn't win. So was Sydney. They were both just devastated because they didn't pull off that W. But it's not what it's all about.
Holy shit, there's a lot of this left.
Oh, we're getting through it.
Okay.
All right. I'll try not to interrupt me so much.
I interrupt you too. So.
All right. The reality is that there is a lot to unpack here. So very much like I had to be very overly brief with what we discussed above, this too shall be shortened too much. If you just didn't say that, we could have got through it faster.
You know what though? He does it on purpose now because I made fun of his face.
Yeah.
Did not.
That'll do it. This isn't going away, is it?
No.
All right. So not getting first place causes people to be upset because of the following reasons. 1, disappointment. Simple. Lots of hard work, sweat, tears, injuries, time away from family, grueling practices, etc. Simply to come up short or not be enough. All that time, energy spent to no avail. 2, losing sucks. You're not wrong, bro.
No, it doesn't. It does not feel good.
And in an individual combat sport, you can't blame anyone else for poor performance.
Sure you can.
You
blame your coach.
Yeah, way to go, coach. You think you own the loss solely. 3, we equate self-worth with achievements. Losing, therefore, hurts our self-worth. So, what to do about those things? 1, disappointment. Well, this is hard to get over. This is hard to understand. The reality is others want that same achievement as hard as you do. They too are training hard. They too are going through all the taxing classes and practices. So, what we must understand is that A, if somebody beats you today, it doesn't mean they are better than you or more deserving than you. It means that today they were better than you, that today they were more deserving than you. But it doesn't mean that they are somehow always better than you or even that they are better than you. Maybe you didn't sleep well the night before, and they did. It doesn't mean that all things equal that they are better than you. B, it's the process of going through the hard classes, the miserable workouts, the time spent on the mats instead of with family. The aches, pains, injuries, sweat, blood, and time that is the real win. The process of forging yourself into something better is that win. Not being there yet is not failure. Give yourself time to forge yourself into something greater than before. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you're competing in something means that you're getting good at something. Like all that time and effort that you spent forging yourself into what you are, and you even think you have any business being on the mat to compete, that says something. Like,
I agree.
That you're already winning. You already have skill that other people don't. Like,
you're already doing something that 90% of people don't.
Yeah, I'm trying to explain that to my kids. Like Jiu Jitsu is a really, really hard sport. Probably the hardest of them. Nigh impossible because there's just so much to it. How many kids in your school do Jiu Jitsu? 4. And only because you and your sister and another pair of twins that we know do Jiu Jitsu. It's literally 2 families.
Sawyer and Savannah.
and this is young 5s all the way to 8th grade. It's a lot of damn kids. And 4 of y'all from 2 families do this.
Yeah.
This is rare. And of the families that do jiu-jitsu, which is already rare, even fewer do competitions.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So the people that do competitions are kind of crazy, if we're honest. And they're get after it people, and they're motivated, and they're driven. And that's who you're going up against. People that are motivated and driven and want to win. So, air quotes, losing to them isn't a loss. The fact that you got in the same mat space as them is already winning. You're already a badass.
You really are.
You're already our hero for doing it in the first place. Always remember that.
Especially for me and Paul, because we're not doing it.
Hell no.
Nope.
We're on the cowardly side. And,
yes.
It's funny, people are asking me, why don't you do it? Well, a couple of reasons. One, I don't want to. Two, I don't care. Three, if I get hurt, I'm the only income, and my insurance isn't that good. So
yeah, I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
I get hurt enough rolling with people that like me.
Yeah. Right now, I have something torn in my shoulder, and my knees are just broken. You know what I mean?
All the time.
They're just jacked. So, and when I'm rolling with Cap or anybody from the gym, they understand that. And unless they're like a brand new white belt and don't know any better yet, they're respectful. They're not yanking on my shit. Anybody that puts on a submission, they know it's on, and they'll just slowly go until I tap, or they'll just let it go because they're cool. What I see on the mat today,
I don't remember the last time I've tapped you. Like, that's how bad Paulie is with that. Like, and not bad, but that's how Paulie is. I've locked things in, and I let them go immediately, because what's the point? I could hurt him.
Right.
Don't want to do that.
But when I'm watching people compete on the mat, like, they give zero fucks about your well-being.
Yeah.
They want to win. So I don't need that in my life.
No. I'm good.
Yeah. So, yeah, we
have kids to vicariously live through,
exactly.
so we're perfect.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they're better than us already. So
yeah.
But yeah, so if you're willing to put yourself out there like that, dude,
winning.
Winning. Like, I respect the shit out of you.
And not just saying that. That's
no, absolutely not.
In other sports, just showing up doesn't really mean shit to me. Like, I've been there.
Right.
In jiu-jitsu, this is an individual combat sport.
It's scary shit.
It's scary shit. It's not, I might trip and fall and not kick a ball.
Yeah.
It's, I might get choked the fuck out and get injured.
Yeah, people are trying to strangle you to death or break something off you.
Yes.
Like, they're all but kicking and punching you.
So you are fucking winning at life.
Keep that in mind, people.
Jiu-jitsu's everything.
All right. Instead of being disappointed and wasting energy and wallowing in self-pity, use that energy to fuel your fire, to fuel yourself into becoming better, into training harder, and to continue the forging process that is required to be the best version of yourself. You should only be disappointed in a loss if you didn't prepare your best, and if you didn't give it your all, and if you didn't learn anything from the loss. But you can learn something from it, which you always can, or if you are using this newfound energy to fuel yourself and your search for self-improvement, then it isn't a loss. Remember, there is no losing in jiu-jitsu. You win or you learn. Carlos Gracie.
Haven't heard of him.
Who's that dude? Number 2, I am in an individual sport. I fail alone. It is my burden to carry. That isn't true. Your loss is shared team-wide. Your teammates will feel your loss as much as you did. They know how hard you have been working. They have seen it. They have been part of it. If they don't feel that way, then find a better team. They will want you to succeed. They will be there to help you get up from that loss, and they will help you improve. They will keep you motivated. They will help you patch the holes in your game. They too will grow from this process as much as you will. So, no, you aren't alone. You have a family behind you in your school supporting every move, seeking to make you better, always having your back, and never stopping until you become the best version of yourself.
And just blame them if you lose.
Exactly. My teammates suck. That's why I lost.
My supposed jiu-jitsu family sucks.
No, that's right. I felt more fear and anxiety watching my teammates and my kids compete.
Good Lord.
It
it wasn't even just the kids. It wasn't kids because I was doing it for Justin.
Yeah.
Our brown belt. It was his first brown belt tournament, so it was important.
That's right. It was
his first brown belt important because he came out stiff, right?
Oh, yeah, he was nervous.
He was stiff,
nervous
and he was nervous. And I don't think he even realized because it was his first brown belt. Like, he had got his brown belt, and it's like, oh, look, now I'm in a tournament.
Yeah, he is a baby brown belt.
Baby brown belt.
I didn't even realize that at the time.
And he won.
He did win. Yeah, best 2 out of 3.
He won. Yeah. And the reason he won is he started to get comfortable on the mats. You could see him loosen up.
Yeah, the first match was pretty atrocious, if I'm honest.
It was
two people that were scared to lose.
Yes. And then when Justin, I talked to him, he made a great comment. He goes, man, I just got to be me. He goes, I realized that part way through the second match is I just got to be me. If I end up on the ground, so freaking what, I'll work from there. He's like, man, I just got to be me. And you could see it because he did.
Nice.
But he still had to be careful because, damn, that dude his name is Troy. I know him from somewhere. And he's a brown belt at GRBJJ. Yep. And he's a badass. He's also a fucking Mack truck.
Dude, he took his gi top off and like,
holy shit.
He's built like a house.
He is. And that's the scary thing about, just real quick, about jiu-jitsu gis. You have no clue how big someone is.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've seen people, I'm like, man, that's a scrawny fucking built-ass son of a bitch. Look at that. He took his gi top off.
Yeah.
And this dude looked big, but no, like, huger than Justin, like, width-wise. Yeah. And then he took his gi off. I'm like, yeah, that's a fucking house.
Yeah.
Dude was fucking huge.
Large man.
Justin had to take a break mid-roll to go, he's fucking strong.
Oh, yeah. I could see Justin's face. He was laughing during the roll going, holy shit, you're strong. Like, this is unreal.
And Troy did not find that funny.
No.
He didn't laugh.
Well, he was busy trying to win a tournament.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But anyway, it was
good fight,
good.
Though.
Yeah, good fight. Congratulations, Justin.
Yes.
All right. Number 3, the idea of achievement equates to self-worth. This is something that I could go on and discuss into a ton of detail. However, just understand that if there is no enemy within, the enemy without can do no harm. Achievements are momentary. It is the constant pursuit of excellence and perfection that makes us great. It is who we are day in and day out, and the actions we take day in and day out that defines who we are. It isn't a single point in time that defines us. It isn't getting off the couch and challenging yourself to go to a single class that is who you are. It is having the discipline to go regularly that defines you. I will keep this short and stop here, but that is a very good point.
Yeah, very good point.
It's anybody can have that hero moment, right? So, you can catch a kid falling from a skyscraper and, oh, you're a hero, you're great. You were in the right place at the right time.
Yep.
That's not who you are. Like, what kind of person are you every day? Are you a shitty dad? Are you a shitty person,
Are you talking to me? That's just mean.
No, I'm asking you. Kip, are you a shitty person in general?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
All right, point taken. But more important than all that, the people that are so hard on themselves after a loss in a tournament are missing the point. Let's go back to my grandfather's quote. I step on the mats so that I won't lose. To my grandfather, the true victory was dominating your mind, or rather not succumbing to it. The real victory was facing your fears and anxieties and stresses to prove that you can do it. Moreover, the real loss was surrendering to unreal fears and anxieties and stresses. The actual outcome of the competition was irrelevant. As to him winning, the actual competition would validate your training and discipline, and the loss in the actual competition would only serve to teach you where you were lacking and what should be improved. Because both of those scenarios were positive, they both would lead to further progress and development. So, the only thing that mattered to him was literally whether you could overcome your unknown fears or not. Well said. Like that's a huge point that everybody should keep in mind.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's easy to say, hard to do.
Oh, yeah.
But a really great way of putting it almost makes it easier to understand.
That should be a refrigerator magnet for everybody to look at in the morning. For sure. Like, that's refrigerator magnet worthy right there.
It's a little long.
A little long?
It's a big-ass magnet.
Just have it cut out in, like, the vinyl and just paste it. It's fine.
It's still pretty big.
Yeah. I'm sure your spouse would think it's all right.
Nope.
No worries. No worries.
No worries at all.
All right. Sorry for the brief explanation of the subject. There are many more points that can be discussed here. However, I don't trust I can keep Kip's focus any longer. Hey, you're not wrong.
You're not at all.
And I am sure you all can't tolerate any more of Paul's uncivilized literary skills.
Ooh, look at that.
Damn, bro. So, I will end it here. P.S. Congratulations to all the boys and girls and all the guys and gals that competed this weekend. Sorry I couldn't be there, but nonetheless, I am very proud of you all and hoping to see where this amazing journey takes you all. Yes, Kipper, I said journey.
You fucking bastard.
That was a great pro tip, and thank you, Kroyler, for being so eloquent and saying what people need to hear, and they really, really need to hear that shit.
Oh yeah, they do, for sure. I think overall, it's just a great message. I think a lot of it just comes down to how you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
And how you're going to be able to take it going forward. A loss is a loss. Yeah, no one likes losing. Like, now, I'm never going to say I wouldn't go in a tournament because, losing would suck. I don't care about losing to that extent, but I don't want to lose, if that makes sense. Yep. So being able to, I don't know if I'd be able to go, well, at least I learned. God, I wish. I don't know if I'm that cool. Don't think I could pull it off.
Like he says, I think it comes with practice. So I think once you're put on the right path, if you will. Yeah, he said journey.
You're not supposed to join in.
Throw it in there. Once you know better, start doing better. You know what I mean? Like, if you have an error way of thinking and somebody goes, hey, you're thinking like an asshole, maybe think this way. You're not going to be able to just flip that switch, but you can slowly make the progress to thinking that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, the second time you go out there, like, you get this information, then you get your ass kicked and you go right back in that lane of thinking, like, oh, I suck, I'm worthless, I'm not any good. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So then you can start to grapple with it.
Yeah, you can start to pick and choose, something to learn or something to take from it.
Yep. So I think it gets easier as you progress through this stuff.
Just like they said, the more you do it, the better you are at it.
Yeah, so much.
Like Paul said so eloquently, like when you get a new job and you suck at it and you got a big bad boss.
It's the same thing. It's
totally equatable to it.
Totally not even the same thing. Not even remotely close.
You should be nervous. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. Well.
Whatever. It's cool.
It's cool.
I like where you were going with it.
I got it.
Not really.
It made sense to me in my head.
No, it didn't. Because once it came out, you're like, oh, shit.
That was stupid. Yeah. It's like, oh, I got this great idea.
Damn,
I shouldn't have said that.
That did not come out how I well. Somebody might have liked it.
Yeah, well.
Let us know.
Yeah.
The dads.
The
dads. All right. Anything else to add to that?
Not right offhand, but go ahead and do what you're going to do.
All right, so we're going to actually, I like this one. I think you and I are going to talk about it anyways.
All right.
So
ready to go.
And we don't have to work tomorrow. So.
Waiting on you, Bo.
I know. Chill out. This is from Sam. Okay.
Hey, Sam.
And Whitby. Don't think he's from here again. Thanks a lot, Great Britain. You're carrying the team.
I was going to say, that sounds UK-ish.
Just guessing, UK. Just because they're carrying the team for emails lately. Complaint, my fucking body.
Oh.
Words. Hey, Bellends.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know. Said, and then in parentheses, said in the most loving way. So I'm guessing
that was rude.
Yeah. I'm going to have to look it up to know how rude it was.
Maybe he misspelled something.
I don't think he did. I think it was a thing. We don't know what it is. So I've just started my BJJ journey. Hate you a little bit. I mean, path. Even more of a fucker. Or life. Or just pure addiction. I do like all of those. Been on the mats for about 5 to 6 weeks. However, I'm already injured. Very common, by the way. I have horrific sciatica pains that are restricted to such basic movements like, I don't know, walking. Any advice how to stay healthy on the mats? We'll answer that in a second. I'm seeing the physio, guessing a doctor, in a few days. So hopefully they'll treat the issue and get me going again. Right now, all I hope is to walk 10 meters without crippling pain. Yeah, meters. Yeah.
Not
definitely
from around
not from
these
here.
parts, are you?
We are stupid enough to not have the metric system, but whatever.
That was such a dumb decision.
How
on
did
America's
we
point?
Seriously,
it's fucking stupid.
Oh, let's have inches. Why?
Yeah, let's make everything stupid
and different from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. So the advice for staying healthy on the mats, and this I knew me and Paul would want to talk about. I don't think we have to get real in depth because it's pretty simple.
Give a couple of quick tips though.
Yeah, for sure, because we've tried to help out our own teammates with this.
Yeah.
And it's from experience. We're old and brittle, evidently. And not enough calcium when we were babies. Who knows?
Did he say how old he was?
No.
I'm guessing old.
I'm guessing old like us.
Yeah.
But maybe not. I mean, sciatica sounds like an old person thing.
A little bit.
It's not, but I like to say that because you can get sciatica pain when you're a pregnant woman. It's sitting on the sciatic nerve.
Maybe he's pregnant. Who knows?
Ooh, Sam?
Yeah.
Are we expecting? So... my first one's going to be most people go too hard Okay, everybody goes too hard, possibly too often when they first start.
Mm-hmm.
And it's too hard two different ways. So you go too hard every single time, and you're going so hard at that, you're tense, your muscles are constantly contracted, you're going to get fucking hurt. For one thing, in two ways. You're going to get too tired, something stupid's going to happen, you're going to get caught in a freaking arm bar that, you're literally too tired to tap fast enough. That's one way. And the other way, your body just can't do it. You can't beat your body that it's never been used to that. Just start beating on it that hard, not only with people trying to hurt you, but on top of it, you're so tense, you're just opened up for all kinds of things. And you're burning your muscles like a son of a bitch that way.
A lot of people think that, well, I work out or I'm a runner or whatever they do.
Different.
And it's not the same shit.
We have what are those badass CrossFit people?
Yeah.
They're fucking fit as shit.
Oh yeah,
awesome. Can do all kinds of good shit. They can protect themselves by jumping on a box. Unbelievable. But we've had those guys come in, and even they get gassed at what we're doing.
Oh yeah,
it's fucking out of the norm. It's not normal. So when you come in brand new, like Paul said, it's not the same shit.
It's funny too because I was just working with a guy last night. And I'm trying to help him through something, and I'm trying to put his arms in the places that they need to go.
Yeah.
And I'm explaining to him that I'm helping him do this pass on me.
Yes.
And he's so stiff and tight that I couldn't move his fucking arms. Yep. I'm like, you need to relax.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to show you something. You shouldn't be this stiff, even in a live roll, let alone when I'm trying to like put your hands places
to learn.
So if the more quickly you can be cognizant of your own body and its tightness, if you will, the quicker you're not going to get hurt so much. I would, so you're new at this, you're 6 weeks in, you're fucked. So do some physical therapy stuff. You're working with a physio, as you said. He's going to kind of help you out. I recommend like foam rolling, stretching. That's all you can do, right?
Yeah.
So you do what you can there. Get on the Googles and the internets. Look up Kelly Starrett, Supple Leopard book. There's things for you. But
stretch before class. So I'm just going to add that. Make sure you're stretching a ton before class and after class. You have to. Paul and I both stretch. I stretch before I go to bed. So
me too.
Before I go to bed, like I don't do it right after class, but before I go to bed, I stretch out before I even go up the stairs.
I come home, I immediately take a hot shower, I get out of the shower, and I stretch for another 15 minutes before I hop in bed.
It doesn't take much. I literally watch TV while I'm doing it. Perfect. And I go upstairs, brush my teeth, I'm in bed.
And here's the thing. So you're probably getting fucked up rolling. I guarantee it's not during the warm-ups or during the drills. It's during rolling because you want to be a savage killer and you want to test yourself.
Or even if you're... See, I don't even think it's that. It could be. Yes, for some people, you're right. It's going to be you're trying to be a killer. Mm-hmm. But then there's also people that were like me. I wasn't trying to kill anybody at all. Like I was so out of my element. I was fucking rigid psycho.
Well, interestingly, we brought up on the last podcast, when you're rigid, it makes it feel like you're going really hard, even though you're not trying to. So that the other person goes, oh, I'm green lighted to fuck you up.
Yes.
Because you're going so hard, I guess I will too.
Well, I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, to stop you from hurting me, I have to raise my intensity level.
Yeah, listen to the last show on that. It's a big thing. So you might be sabotaging your own game unwittingly, making people think that you're trying to harm them.
Yes, so you end up getting tossed around, because that's what I do with guys. Not that I'm great. It's just newbies come in. They don't know how to hold the base. Mm-hmm. So, and I love sweeps. I love a sweep from my back. So I let them come at me. I sweep them. They get thrown around and they hit the mat pretty dang hard repeatedly.
Yeah, they're not used to it.
Not by I'm trying not to hurt anyone, but they don't know how to fall. They've never fell that way. It hurts. And especially in repetition, definitely hurts.
Yeah, I'm no black belt or coach or anything like that. But if you're new and you're getting injured and you got this pain, and you still want to go and you're going to do it, right? So the next time you roll, ask to go over something with your partner. Be like, I don't know what I'm doing anyway. Rolling is meaningless because I don't know jiu-jitsu and this is just stupid. So how about I start in like bottom side control, because you're going to find yourself there more than any other position.
Yep.
That's probably one of the top positions you're going to be stuck under. So just say, can you show me a escape? and then let me do the escape and then slowly ramp up the resistance until it doesn't work anymore, and then let me know where I'm failing. And just do that every roll, because it's going to be easier on your body. You're actually going to be learning something, and nobody's going to be trying to kill you.
Yes, and if you don't have a good partner, then you're at the wrong gym.
Oh,
if somebody's not going to help you out with that, fuck them.
That happens to me every class. I always try to grab some white belts, and I always hope they ask questions. And I had a lady the other day go, "Can I just work on this?" Absolutely,
yeah,
you can.
go ahead.
Yeah, and I will help her through it and whatever. So she's not getting hurt. She's not, she's learning stuff as she goes, and she's
loose.
Yeah,
like that's a big part of it. She's not tense because she knows she's not going to be swept back or do something, make an error, and then get into a worse position.
Yeah, when you only have a matter of when you can count your time in weeks, you don't know jiu-jitsu anyway, so don't bother trying to roll. Like, just
it doesn't help you or the person you're rolling with.
Nope.
Because if you're rolling with what you should be rolling with is an upper belt. Yeah. Anyways, well, if you're rolling with other white belts, you're not learning. You have 2 new white belts rolling together, 2 new belts doing a freaking drill together. Guess what? You're losing out on shit. You're missing out on learning.
That shouldn't happen. But let's say you get stuck with another white belt,
which it can happen when you have odd numbers. And all that.
It happens all the time, regardless of the gym. Like some are really, really strict, and some just aren't. So let's say you get stuck with another white belt that doesn't know a lot of shit. They maybe have 6 months, and you have 6 weeks. Do the same thing. Just say, "Can you put me in side control and just try to keep me here?"
Yeah.
And I'm going to just try to escape. And if I escape, we can just start over again. And maybe,
if you want to switch, or if you want to switch, so it gives them so they're not just doing that. Yeah, it's way more effective. You're going to get so much more out of it, and that's going to help you actually roll quicker.
Yeah.
Because right 100%. Now, because you are not rolling when you're a new white belt, you're literally very intensely dying.
Yeah.
Because you're gassing out. So I'll use for instance from the other night. So we had Jesse, super nice guy, has a son coming. He started joining after his son came.
Yeah.
Former Navy guy, wrestler, super, super nice guy. And he was tired as shit. I didn't know that. He should have told me that before, but I had him come over because no one wanted to roll with me because of my face. And I had him come over and we started rolling. And I just wanted to have him work on stuff. He's a few weeks in. Yep. So I'm like, here.
Yeah, he's got the same thing you got, 4 or 5 weeks maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and just had him come in. And he got to, side, but kind of rolled up on my shoulder. And I could feel his heart through his chest, through my gi and my arm. And I'm like, holy shit. And he's going, and he's tense. And I go, whoa, you all right? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, for one thing, you're tired, aren't you? He's like, yeah, I'm really tired. I go, okay. Number 2, you're just getting worse, tired-wise, because he's tense and just trying to push my face and all these things. I'm like, dude, let's stop. For one thing, you're tired and you're just gonna gas more, so don't worry about it. I didn't want him to vomit on me, really. And to gas out because he's not learning anything, and I'm not helping him at all by beating him up while he's tired. Woo, fun,
right?
And but yeah, I just told him, I'm like, man, that's just relax. If you can get to that point, you'll feel so much better. Because we were rolling a lot last night.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of rolls.
Yeah, a lot of rolls, a lot of fun. No one wants to roll with me.
No,
sad face.
That's your face.
It is my face. Very scary.
Yeah, can't do nothing about it.
Resting asshole face.
Keep growing that beard. It'll go away eventually.
Yeah, no,
it's like a wolf.
Just a wolf, just come from my face. But no, Jesse's doing great, by the way. Told him, and we worked, talked through some other stuff after that, like what he could work on to calm down and not be so tense. Yep. Because that's how he said he felt like he had to be that way. No. Yeah,
it's jiu-jitsu isn't what you think it is when you start. It's a combat sport. I understand that. It looks like wrestling. I understand that. It's not.
It's not.
It's meant for longevity. Wrestling is meant for a season, and it's meant to go as hard as you can for 4 minutes or 3 minutes or whatever the fuck the rounds are. This isn't that.
It is not.
This is meant for survival, and that's the origin of it.
Yeah.
So just work on relaxing, calming down, creating frames, postures. We've been over this before.
Yep. So we don't have to rehash that.
No.
So, but that's probably the biggest part is if you're getting hurt within 5 to 6 weeks of starting, you probably have some physical issues that your body's just not transitioning as well as you want to. So that stretching is going to be a big part of it. Finding where you're comfortable. Like Paul said, find a position to work from, something that's comfortable for you, that you're not going to overexert yourself, because that's what you're probably doing, just guessing from other white belts and myself. When I started, you're overexerting in areas that are just useless. You're just overexerting yourself, and you're just leaving yourself, your muscles are contracting. It's going to start pinching things. It's going to start making things not want to work. Like, I thought I was just broken for the first, 7 weeks because I was going so hard, and then all of a sudden it was Paul going, right there. That's where you are freaking out. You're tense. And I'm like, because he kept saying, what was the word you used? I can't remember.
I don't remember. It's been too long.
Freaking out. That was my thing. And that was my freaking out was tense, being tense. So that's what I call it. So that's what Paul did. And he waited till I was doing it, and he goes, right there. That's what you're doing. I was like, oh, holy shit, I am. And it made sense finally.
Yeah, I think when you're that new, you don't understand what you're doing.
No, because
it's normal to you. Like, this is what fighting feels like. And this is what we're doing as we're fighting.
Yeah.
No. We're doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be gassed like that yet. No. So that's probably the biggest part of it, is you may be overtraining. Be careful.
Yeah, a lot of people, when your body's not used to this kind of stuff, especially when you're doing it incorrectly, as pretty much everybody does, they get overtrained real quick. Their joints and their muscles just aren't used to that stress. Yeah,
and you just want to keep coming, keep going. Mel ran into that. Mel just fell in love with it and just was going and going and going and going. All of a sudden, her elbows started hurting.
Yep.
And she's like, I can't fucking move my arms. And it's like, you can't keep doing. Your body's not used to this. No matter what you've done before, this is different. Wrestling is going to give you the best avenue to adjust, because they do. They adjust quicker, but they still get hurt. Because look at Matt. He's one of our wrestlers, and he's new. Did real well. By the way, congratulations. 2 golds, I do believe he got.
Matt.
Way to go.
My man.
So big props to you on that one. But guess what? His back was hurting. These things were hurting. Because he goes and he went hard to get ready for the tournament. It's like his body still's not used to it. It takes a long time to get used to it. So just bear that in mind. Going all the time is not going to make you better, because you can't stay healthy. Everyone says, oh, no, I'll be fine. Fuck you. I've watched it. Almost every single person ends up sore and starts to either miss classes or stops coming altogether. And obviously you love it. You said you're addicted to it. It's becoming life because you're one of us.
Yeah.
You're one of us. And yes, that does happen. So yeah, I have a lot of feeling about this, because I've tried to tell so many people, like, calm the fuck down.
It's hard. It's hard to tell them, because they just don't.
Well, it doesn't feel, and it doesn't hurt that much right off the bat. Like, it's sore, but you're like, oh, I'm working out.
Your adrenaline's pumping, and you think it's a workout. Jiu-jitsu isn't a workout. It's a self-defense.
Yes, the warm-ups are a workout.
That's a workout. That's
the workout. Could go without those. Yep. I'm lazy.
Well, especially, like, what are you trying to do? Like, do you want to be a competitor, or do you want it for self-defense?
Yeah.
Because if you want it for a workout,
there's classes for that.
There's classes for that.
There's combat cardio classes. Yep. Perfect. Go to those, but don't go to every single class, because that's what people do. Yep. They're hey, I started every class. It's like you're either going to burn the fuck out, but more than likely, what applies to you, you're going to get hurt. And it may not be a direct injury. It'll be your joints, like Paul said, are going to start rejecting it. It's going to start not liking it, and it's going to start making life really uncomfortable.
We had a guy come back to the gym, and he's lamenting that his cardio sucks. I'm like, this isn't a cardio class. Cardio doesn't mean shit. I don't have cardio. I have zero cardio.
Neither one of us do.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I made it through my blue belt test alive.
Yeah, so this isn't about building cardio. This isn't about building strength. This is about learning technique.
Yes.
You got to wrap your head around, you're trying to learn techniques. Techniques don't have anything to do with strength and cardio.
No.
So if you're using that, you're
not
using jiu-jitsu, right?
You're doing it really, really wrong.
This isn't CrossFit. This isn't running a marathon. This isn't anything like that.
No.
It's not weightlifting. It's not powerlifting. It's techniques. So if the quicker you learn that it's about techniques and not about fighting and fitness, the quicker you'll stop getting hurt.
Yes, very true. The only time you really need to work on your cardio in this sport is if you're getting ready for a competition, because it's a different level. You may be using the techniques like you're supposed to. But guess what? You can watch the top level guys get winded at a competition. It's different. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about when you're new and you're just going balls to the wall.
And to be fair, you want to be warmed up, so you need the cardio to be warmed up because even if you're not, even if you're doing all the right things, right, it's still body's motion trying to break arms and legs. I understand that. So you want to be warmed up, you want to be loose, so that you don't rip and tear muscles. What happens in a lot of classes, nigh all of them, is you'll do all the warm ups and then you'll stop. And then you're going to learn techniques and do some drilling and learn techniques, and then you're cold, and then it's time to fight. And then you're cold, and then you go right into this stuff, and people get injured because they're not using technique, they're using cardio and strength, right?
Yes.
So it adds insult to the injury. So your first roll should always be a flow roll, if you can do that.
Or positional.
I think
positional.
Let's go with that. I like that idea
because
better.
The problem with flow roll is
people can't get it.
You can't get it. Like I get
understand.
it. Like I get it. Like Paul and I can do a straight up flow roll. I don't like it, so we had to find a different way of doing it.
I like what we ended up with.
Yes, I like
the 25 to 75.
Yep.
As when you're in a dominant position, you go down to 25, and when you're in dominating or getting dominated on, you go up to 75.
Did you just say getting dominated on?
Yeah, I'm like, that's not how I wanted to say that.
Compromising position? Or
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Less dominant would have been better than
my brain couldn't keep up with my mouth. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. That happens. It happens.
Jeez.
That's why we're an amateur podcast.
No, we'll edit that out.
Nope.
Wait for that.
Yeah. It's funny. I leave it in.
Yeah. Odd how that happens every week.
Awkward.
So as long as you're already injured, like I said, look up The Supple Leopard by Kelly Starrett. Do all that shit. That's going to help you out. If you have a lot of money, buy yourself either like a Tim Tam or a Theragun or a Hypervolt.
Those things are fucking amazing.
Yeah. If you don't have the money, figure out what that shit is and make your own. Just please don't kill yourself. No, don't do that. I'm not going to recommend it.
Yeah, I want to recommend it. I don't know how you pulled it off.
Yeah, save your money and just buy a nice one.
Yes, put some money aside.
And because it's a life changer. I seen one at the tournament on Saturday.
Yeah, did you?
Somebody had it was the what the hell was it? The Hypervolt.
Yes.
And I went up, I'm like, dude, that thing is awesome. He's like, oh my God. So there's 3 guys using it. They're like, this thing is awesome. And I showed him what I made. And one of the guys goes, I did that too. So I'm not the
only one. You're not
the
only one. They're super expensive.
But yeah, so there's ways to kind of help yourself. Like you're kind of already fucked, and you're just gonna have to give yourself time and start to do the rehab and make sure you do prehab and stretching and light working out is it's gonna be your life now. That's just what you do. You wake up in the morning, stretch. Before jiu-jitsu, stretch. After jiu-jitsu, stretch. Make sure you're good and warm before any rolls. Do a lot of more movement-based workouts. I'm not going to say yoga, but they have like...
God, yoga would be good for you.
It would be, but I can't do it. So
I can't do it. It's
but
not
mobility shit. Look up mobility.
Yeah.
You'll be good to go. Anything mobility related. And that's what Kelly Starrett's do, mobility stuff. So, just keep that in mind.
And if you really love jiu-jitsu, you have to figure out something different. Because if you're hurt at 5 to 6 weeks, either you had a pre-existing condition, which is fine, you can work around that. You just have to know what that pre-existing condition is. So maybe you'll find it out at the physio. And I feel a little proper. And yeah, that'd be great. But if you're hurt already, you got to do something different. You have to, or your love for jiu-jitsu is going to have to fade because you can't keep it up.
And homie, my first class, my kneecap was on the side of my leg. That was my first real experience with jiu-jitsu. So that's because I didn't want somebody to pass my guard. He didn't know how to pass my guard, so he was doing the whole pushing down on my thigh things that ran up onto my kneecap and just pushed it right off that motherfucker. Don't do that. It's stupid.
Doesn't help.
Like, let people pass your guard if you don't know how to defend it. If it starts to hurt, just let it happen. Just relax.
Number 3, we always got to add this. Don't fucking use your elbows on people's thighs.
Yeah. People that do that, they're going to hell.
Yes, all of them.
All of them.
It's fun because, my nerves must be dead there because it never really bothered my legs. Not in a manly way. It just doesn't bother. And Morgan does too, but she explains it so great. She just puts a smile on her face when they try it and go, you having fun?
Oh, that's cute. That's cute,
very adorable. She's a badass.
Oh, yeah. And if you're new, don't hurt your training partners.
Yes.
Like putting, trying to like dig in anywhere with elbows or putting your forearm across somebody's throat. Don't do that.
Or even it's called a crossface, right?
Well, a crossface is not putting your forearm across somebody's throat.
But that's what people think it is. So you're like, crossface. I can push somebody's face with something. Don't. For one thing, that's not jiu-jitsu, just shoving. Like, if you're pushing someone's face to get an arm over or a leg over, something like that, that's part of the technique. That's fine. You got to move their head. Smashing your fucking elbow on somebody's freaking neck or face.
Right in the Adam's apple. Yeah. Enjoy that.
You're not. That's, for one, you're going to hurt them. If you want to do it in a competition and it's not illegal, go ahead. Don't do it to your training partners. Don't do it in a competition either. It's douche
it's
move.
Bad. It's bad.
Super
technique.
Douche move.
It's not a technique.
Yes. So if you're pushing, you're doing that, and you're like, you have no clue why you're doing it. You just know like it's uncomfortable for them because when you're pushing on something, you're like, this fucking hurts them. What is it doing for you? Right. Nothing. So don't do that.
Yeah. What he said.
Yeah. I think that's it. That's a long ass show.
Yeah. I hope you all enjoyed it.
David's gonna fucking love it.
Go, David.
You might only get to listen to like 2 times. This is our holiday week.
Ooh, yeah.
And
happy Thanksgiving.
And by the way, we were a lot of people skipped last week for the holiday for Thanksgiving here in the States. Paul did not want to. Paul said, "Fuck you, we're doing another show."
Yeah.
So, which made sense since we have so many listeners worldwide. So, I wasn't thinking of that. So thank you, Paul.
I do what I can. Every now and then, blind squirrel, nut, all that kind of shit.
Bind.
Yeah. Got it.
But, last thing I'm going to say is please follow us, leave reviews. Unless they're poor, then go fuck yourself.
Thanks for the listens. We appreciate it.
We appreciate everybody's listen. We love reading emails. Sorry, Sam, it took me over a week to even fucking do anything with that. Kind of got to be honest. I forgot it was in my inbox.
Yeah.
And
we got you, fam.
Yeah, it's always fun being on here with Paulie, and thanks a lot for listening.
See ya.
Bye.